Com or CVS.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Tonight, the Bucks are blasting off into Houston to take on the Rockets.
Around a Giannis screen, pocket pass. Giannis with a head full of steam, glides to the rim and lays it in. Bucks by 4.
Our coverage starts at 6 with Bucks shoot-arounds. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 10:01, it is 44 degrees. The high today, 47 and partly cloudy. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Eric Bilstead. Soccer in Milwaukee, the land in downtown Milwaukee, which could someday hold a professional soccer stadium, has now been sold to MDC Iron District, marking forward momentum on the project.
2022, team owner Jim Kazmarek stood on this vacant lot at 8th and Michigan and made a promise regarding his new venture into pro soccer.
We will become the next championship-level team in the USL.
2.5 years later, the lot is still vacant, with garbage and melting snow the lone tenants. The news this week of a land sale could push the project forward, with developers now targeting a summer groundbreaking ahead of a hopeful first match in 2026. From the Iron District in downtown Milwaukee, Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Meanwhile, the new deal to bring Scheels to the old Boston store location at Mayfair Mall includes a land swap, not a sale.
Wauwatosa is transferring Boston store to the owner of Mayfair. In return, the city gets land for future development, including apartments.
The apartment buildings are going to be built on the south end of the mall. There's an existing parking garage. It's underutilized right now. Half of that parking structure, no one ever parks in.
Wauwatosa Mayor Dennis McBride says you can also expect little plazas in green space.
It's going to look more like what the rest of Wauwatosa looks like. It's going to look like a city. It's going to look a lot less like a bunch of asphalt surrounding a spaceship.
Jessica Tai, WTMJ News.
Suspect is dead after a police shooting Monday evening in the town of Fond du Lac. Now, sheriff's deputies responded to Woodland Park mobile home community for a person with a felony warrant. Authorities say the suspect refused to listen to commands and after non-lethal force was used, showed a gun and then was shot. Law enforcement involved now on administrative leave. President Trump is confident an end to the Russian-Ukraine war could soon come. ABC's Ian Pannell.
Trump saying he thinks he can end the Russia-Ukraine war within weeks, saying he may visit Moscow soon.
I think we could end it within weeks if we're smart. If we're not smart, it'll keep going and we'll keep losing.
However, Putin's saying he hasn't substantially discussed this with Trump.
French President Emmanuel Macron is insisting that any agreement needs real security guarantees, and he says Europe's ready to deploy peacekeepers, but they must have the U.S. backing. News about your money. Americans view the nation's economy is gloomy. ABC's Jim Ryan says that's the crux of the latest Consumer Confidence Index.
The Conference Board's report measures American sentiment about the current economy and their outlook for the next 6 months. The latest reading shows the largest monthly decline in consumer confidence since August of 2021. And for the first time since last June, the expectations index was below the threshold that usually signals a recession ahead.
Checking the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management market update. Not looking good at the moment. Everything in the red. The Dow is down 67. The NASDAQ down nearly 2%. It's down 347. And the S&P is down 57 in mid-morning trading. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
If you're living with joint pain in your shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees, and you have Medicare or Medicaid insurance, coming to Rejuvenex to solve your pain problems is something you should strongly consider. First off, because our FDA-approved pain treatments have been shown in many cases to be highly effective at reducing inflammation and substantially alleviating pain. Secondly, Medicare and Medicaid cover Rejuvenex treatments, so your cost could be nothing, or next to nothing at all. Chronic pain will only worsen with age. This leads to a far more compromised lifestyle, depression, and soon they start talking surgery. And then what? You have to get in front of arthritis and chronic pain, because the sooner you do, by letting us begin to calm those pain points, the better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and we can alleviate your pain so you can rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Restaurant prices are soaring, but not at the Mine Shaft Restaurant in Hartford. WTMJ's John Mercure here. One of my favorite places, family-owned for almost 50 years. I took my daughters there. great memories. It's super affordable, and it's so much fun. Every Tuesday, the authentic Mexican buffet is all you can eat, and it's just $9.99. It's the best Tuesday dining value, $9.99. Kids 5 and under eat free today from that kids menu. They can safely play in the world-class game room, quietly tucked away from the dining area while you finish up your meal. Stop today after school. Check this out. The Wednesday all-you-can-eat fish fry is just $7.99. Whoa! That's crazy. From 2 till 5 today, beers, cocktails, and appetizers are half price. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and just off Highway 41 in Oshkosh, right near EAA. Walk in today for the Tuesday all-you-can-eat Mexican buffet for under $10. MineShaftRestaurant.com. It's the amazing Mine Shaft.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. No more tush push, perhaps. The NFL Network reports the Packers have submitted a proposal to eliminate the play, which allows players to push the quarterback during QB sneaks. Now, GM Brian Gutekunst addressed reporters in Indianapolis this morning about it.
We're not very successful against it, I know that. And to be honest with you, I have not put much thought into it. It's been around for a while. We've used it in different fashions with our tight end. Again, I think there'll be a lot of discussions about it. I got to kind of look at some of the information as far as injury rates, things like that to see, but we'll see.
Goody's in Indy for the NFL Combine this week. Back to work for the Bucks tonight. They're in Houston. Bucks and Rockets tip off at 7. Our coverage begins at 6 right here on WTMJ. Spring training baseball, Milwaukee faces the Guardians in Arizona. Our next spring training broadcast is tomorrow. Marquette's home tonight facing Providence. You can hear it on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. In Wisconsin basketball, the Badgers play Washington. Badger Sports Updates are sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving, time saver traffic. Roads are much, much better now than they were. 94 eastbound, Highway 16, through the zoo and into downtown. You're looking good at the moment. That should be about a 17 or 18-minute trip. 4145 South Highway Q to the zoo is delay-free. That's 15. 43 southbound, Brownview Road into downtown, no problem. 94 northbound, Layton into the Marquette also is clear. The WTMJ 5-day forecast, partly cloudy today, a high of 47. Tonight, more clouds, a low of 33. Wednesday, scattered showers could see some wet snowflakes to the north, a high of 45. Thursday, an isolated rain or snow shower, a high of 42. Friday, 52 is your high. Mild and breezy on Friday. Saturday cools down, partly cloudy and a high of 35. Right now in Milwaukee, it is 44 degrees. I'm Eric Bilstead, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:08.
We like to do things by the numbers. We're all about commerce and community. Welcome to the Upswing, presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs. Now for the host that's always on the upswing, Jeff Sherman.
Now, to business, gentlemen.
Good morning, Wisconsin. Good morning, Milwaukee. Hope your day is off and running well. Happy Tuesday. Love to see the sunshine out there. Yeah, you look at the consumer confidence levels that just came out. U.S. consumer confidence fell this month by the most since August 2021. It's like kind of citing concerns about the outlook on the broader economy, adding maybe a bit of evidence here that there's some uncertainty over the Trump administration's policies. It's weighing on households for sure. I think it's always really good, though, to remember that post-election swings in consumer attitudes usually tend to be short-lived, and then people kind of focus on the longer terms, the fundamentals like jobs and income. But I'm going to focus today on sunshine and smiles, right? That's what it's all about. This is the Upswing. We're going to talk restaurants. We're going to talk heart health and more today. The co-owner of Fresh Friend Poke Restaurants will join us. They have a new restaurant concept coming soon. This is going to add to their already 6 restaurants in Greater Milwaukee. We're going to tell you where that's going to be. It's American Heart Month. The Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley, and others are going to gather on Thursday to debut a new screen and refer blood pressure hub. We'll tell you all about it and where it will be. I have some information on a new tool at the airport. You know, so often when people ask me, all right, what's the one thing you'd change about Milwaukee? That discussion usually comes around to, I want more direct flights out of our airport. All right, so there's a new tool that at least will make finding those flights a whole lot easier. So one thing I want to do to make your life easier, I want to give you 2 things that you need to know right now. A little thing we call 2 Up.
Now it's time for the
2, count 'em,
2 Up on the Upswing.
So egg-tastic prices for bakery, even as costs explode. So prices for bakery products haven't risen meaningful yet, but you look at the consumer price index, they're holding kind of steady. Bakery prices are kind of even, but that could obviously change if they don't get a break from surging egg prices anytime soon. I checked in yesterday with Brandon Grebe from Grebe's Bakery here in West Dallas, Wisconsin. He told me that they normally pay in the range of $35 to $55 for 30 pounds of pre-cracked fresh eggs. And now they're paying over $130 and even at sometimes getting shortened on deliveries. Unfortunately, he didn't see any relief anytime soon. He said he was joking with his wife the other day that, we just need to add more chickens in our backyard. Maybe that's an easy way for us to build our supply. But no matter what the eggs cost, the good thing is those crawlers at Grebe's, that secret recipe dough, and they kind of have that like scratch-made glaze on top of them. Brandon tells me they're still only $1.40 each. So that's good. Good and good for you. A lot of sugar, but yeah, that's all right. Quality local product. Speaking of prices, how much was your weekly grocery bill? Grocery prices have soared over the last few years, that's for sure, rising more than 25% since 2019. Wallet Hub analyzed the prices of 26 common grocery items in each of the 50 states. They added all these costs together, compared them to the median household income in order to determine where people are spending the greatest percentage of their incomes on groceries. People in Mississippi, they're spending the most on groceries, have an average of 2.6% of median household income. That's the highest percentage in the country. For comparison, New Jersey residents only spend 1.5% of their income on groceries. Want to know where Wisconsin fell on this list? Kind of right in the middle, tied with Oregon and Wyoming. Came in at about 2% of income on groceries. I'm not sure I believe all these studies, though. You look at let's take $80,000 for income. That would mean $1,600 per year, or only $31 a week on groceries. It just doesn't seem right. But I don't know. Sometimes these studies, you can't believe everything you read. They did cite a bunch of different ideas to save money at the grocery store. We'll tell you about that later in the show. But coming up next, we're going to look into the wonderful world of restaurants on a hyper-local level. This is The Upswing, and you're listening to WTMJ.
Warmer temps are on their way, which means it's time for the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Spring Home Improvement Showcase on WTMJ. I love this. It's going to be fun. It's going to be informative. Get all the tips, the tricks, and the best practices to improve your home with our trusted partners, including J&J Contractors and Bruce's team at Realty Executives. It's the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin Spring Home Improvement Showcase. Going to be great. It's only here on WTMJ.
Tell us a little bit about Innovative Signs.
We're located out in Waukesha. Where we are really focused mostly is manufacturing outdoor electrical signs.
You came to Horicon Bank. How do you think other local businesses can benefit?
When I call, Michelle picks up the phone, and when I email, she responds in a timely manner. A few years ago, I talked to my accountant about shopping around looking for a different bank just to get some alternatives, and he said, absolutely not. You're not going to like working for a big bank. They have a lot more regulations. So that's how we got involved with Cornerstone Bank. When Horicon purchased Cornerstone, we came along for the ride, and it's been great.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Numbness, tingling in the hands, arms, legs, feet. Time to go see Dr. Alex Young and my team at Connect Chiropractic. Regular chiropractic care can bring life-changing results for folks who suffer from neuropathy and fibromyalgia, nervous system issues that can be corrected. And no worries about twisting, cracking, or popping. The docs at Connect Chiro use all the same method, a special tool that is pain-free and effective for your adjustments. Visit them in Delafield and Wauwatosa or get started online at goconnectchiro.com.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. Happy you're joining us this morning. There's a new brunch spot, new restaurant spot coming to Brookfield to the Corners development. The Corner, it's a mall. It's a lifestyle center. So the former Here Chicky Chicky space, that Here Chicky Chicky space, I think was opened by the owners of Goddess
and the Baker.
Goddess and the Baker, yeah. That's right, Nate. And that space closed a couple years ago. Will be filled by a new restaurant called Waking Daisy. It's owned by the owners of Fresh Friend Poke Restaurants that have 6 restaurants in the state of Wisconsin, another one in Utah. The new restaurant is expected to open this summer. Co-owner Nate Arkush joins us in studio. Nate, I appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So I got to ask first, you're opening a restaurant in this egg economy, right? Good for you. I love the entrepreneurial spirit. Everyone, though, especially restaurant owners, have eggs on your mind and on your budgets. What are you seeing in terms of availability and pricing, and has it impacted your poke restaurants?
So we don't do much eggs for poke, but we've had some, variability with the premium fish we serve. So, my partner and I are kind of used to serving products that can have some fluctuation to them, and B, just higher price. A lot of the fish we purchase is sometimes 5 or 6 times what, the Chipotles of the world are paying for their chicken. So, so we're used to that, and we're focused on delivering, a really good value to the customer at the end of the day. So yeah, egg prices have been crazy right now. I've talked to a couple of our vendors, and we're joking at we're entering at this time in the market, and I think things will level out in the next month or 1 to 3 months. I think by the time we open, it should be somewhat leveled out, and we'll figure it out. Things happen. So.
Are you seeing any other impacts in pricing? Obviously, fish is central to the poke bowls. I mean, is that just in terms of you don't have the big buying power as the bigger guys, or what's the impact there?
Yeah, so during COVID, things got really crazy really quick. So tuna, for example, was even hard to just source. There was a 2 or 3 month period where I was worried if we were going to be able to get our hands on tuna and have that as a key part of our our concept. And now we have set up contract pricing, being multi-unit. That's really helped us. And it's helped us, both make sure that we can secure the product and then have somewhat stability of pricing. Mm-hmm. Again, with something like eggs, and the avian flu right now, that's something that's a little bit more of an act of God, and something that everybody, including obviously the the suppliers of the eggs, as well as the distributors and the restaurateurs, have to pivot and kind of figure it out. And you hope that your customers understand, but there's going to be some adjustments that need to be made along the way.
Yeah. So give us the basic background of Fresh Friend Poke.
So basically, in 2017, my partners and I were just looking to we were looking to create a concept, and we knew we wanted to be fast casual just from a efficiency standpoint, and kind of raising money from that standpoint, and not having a huge build out as our first location. And we identified one of our partners who lived on the West Coast. Kind of said poke is growing. It hadn't come really to the Midwest. It was just starting to catch fire in Chicago. And I took a trip out there and just fell in love with some of these concepts I saw. So it was customizable, affordable, very efficient from the operator standpoint, and we felt like it was a really good opportunity where it's both valuable to the operator as far as efficiency and something that we can pass on to our customers as well.
Yeah. And how has business been this year for you? Have you seen any shifting consumer habits? I mean, back to our price conversation, are you sensing more price sensitivity from consumers?
2024 last year, yes, there was definitely, we saw price sensitivity in the market. This year, in fact, this January was really good. February's been a little bit tougher weather year over year, kind of brought things back a little bit. But, I have confidence that this year will likely be, better than 2024. I don't think it's going to be the best year we've ever seen. I think that consumers need to kind of catch up themselves on some of their, personal debts before they start going out. But I do believe that from our standpoint, I believe that we've likely seen the worst of the, basically the commodity product price fluctuations. I mean, going through 2022, there was like just major changes to that quickly.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to see as much of that in the market, but I think now consumers need to catch up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and I also think there's a move to healthier food options too. Then consumers know that maybe the price point there is a little higher, but it's better for you in the long run, and you're able to find that extra couple dollars to spend knowing that it's better for you.
Right. And that's always been our focus, and it's going to be our focus on Waking Daisy as well. Is everything we do at Freshman is handcrafted. So we're not using preservatives in our product. We're not using box products. Like some of the larger chains, some of them do. We're really focused on handcrafting all of our sauces. All of our proteins are just clean, whole foods. All of our vegetables, clean, whole ingredients. So that's really our big focus, and we're going to take that same attitude in Waking Daisy as well.
Nate Arkush joins us. Nate's one of the co-owners of Freshman Poke and the coming soon Walking Daisy at the core. Waking Daisy. Come on.
It's close enough.
Come on. Read properly here, Jeff. Come on. It's morning. This is the Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ. More on the local restaurant economy when we come back.
Get inside the mind of Mark Tauscher.
I remember I never spoke in front of a podium until the NFC Championship game.
See the world from his perspective.
With all due respect, why were you asked to go to the podium?
To be podium guy.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, every day at 7:50.
What do you mean with all due respect?
I didn't want it to come off like I was being rude. I'm just curious.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It comes off incredibly rude. Hey, Tausch, you suck. What are you doing up at the podium? Well, thanks, Bill.
Presented by Hello Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, AccuNet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
It's like being trapped in a cage. And I know, that sounds dramatic, but your breathing triangle problem has got you trapped. And once you're freed, you're going to be able to live the life that you're missing out on. Now, this can simply mean experiencing the true pleasure of breathing freely. It will mean better sleep and more energy. And the worry of this problem any more affecting your life is going to be gone. Because in almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it's a one and done. Because we're not in the business of delivering Band-Aids. We want to fix your nasal breathing problem for good. We don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Isn't it time you break free from that cage? Take the next step. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. We're joined by Nate Arkush. Nate is the owner of Fresh Fin Poke and Waking Daisy, the coming soon restaurant out at the Corners in beautiful Brookfield, Wisconsin. So, Nate, tell us all about the new spot, where it's going to be located. You already have one restaurant out at the Corners, so it made sense for you to do a second concept out there. So why a new concept, and what do you hope you can bring to the Corners with the new restaurant?
Yeah, so we've now been at the Corners for, I believe, 7 years. We've had a great experience, both with from the consumer standpoint there, very supportive consumer base there, as well as, the landlord's a phenomenal landlord. They do a great job of investing into the property, into long-term long-term mutually beneficial things for both their investments as well as their tenants and ultimately customers. So, we have high confidence in how we've done at Fresh Fin. It's one of our, better performing locations. And we felt like we were, while we still have some growth, on the horizon with Fresh Fin, we're going to be looking to take that brand to Naperville, Illinois next year. So we're going to be going across state.
Nice.
So we're really excited about that. But we also wanted to continue to expand as a restaurant group, and my partner and I really were interested in doing something, full service, and we felt like this was a niche that isn't really being served right now, by a brand focused on kind of brunch cocktails. And we feel like it's going to be a good opportunity there.
Yeah, it's a pretty good niche for sure. I mean, it's also a competitive space. That breakfast brunch space is really competitive. So how do you hope to stand out and differentiate there?
So, we experience in a lot of different markets that we go and do R&D, including this market. There's a lot of brands out there that are in the brunch space that you go and they have pancakes 6 ways and waffles 8 ways and 10 types of eggs Benedict and it's very sometimes you're looking at 40 or 60 items on the menu, and so it can be very overwhelming for the customer, but it's also very overwhelming for the operation. So we're really going to hone in on a very tight limited menu. We're looking to do somewhere around 20 dishes and just do everything well. Again, really focus on scratch made. We don't pre-purchase, stuff that is like, for example, some places are doing hollandaise with a base that's kind of a pre-made. We're not going to be doing stuff like that. We don't do it with Fresh Fin, and we're not going to be with Waking Daisy. Things are going to be handmade on a daily basis by our team, and with a heavy focus on prep and quality ingredients, and again, clean, whole ingredients. We like to serve our customers what my partner and I are really focused on serving our kids that type of food, and we want to pass that on to our customers.
Yeah. That's great. So what's the difference in running a mall restaurant versus standalone? Is it just that population inbuilt audience, or from a management style, what's different there?
So I think operationally it's very similar. From a sales forecasting standpoint, which is obviously a big function of how well you're running your operation. A lot of times the good mall locations can be a little bit more consistent. You see different seasonal patterns, right? Like a Corners or a Hilldale where we're at, for example, they have typically much better Decembers because of holiday shopping than we would see in a neighborhood location. But I think there's more consistency throughout the year. You see a lot more synergy between customers that are, maybe going to Lululemon and then coming to you. And that's a really good way of acquiring new customers. We have found that We invest very similarly into marketing, but there's a lot of times at these centers good marketing synergy between what the landlord's marketing team is doing and what we can do, and it's really a great way to acquire new customers.
And when will Waking Daisy open?
Waking Daisy is expected to open in June of this year.
Okay, very good. We got about 20 seconds here. I need to ask you, what's your big, bold prediction for the restaurant business for the rest of the year?
I think it's going to be a good year for restaurants. I don't think it's going to be a phenomenal year like pre-COVID. I think restaurants are going to have a little bit more stability on their purchasing power, and have a little bit more stability in the labor piece. So I think the operations are going to be a little bit easier to control margins. But it's yet to be seen what consumer sentiment is throughout the year, and I think it'll be a good year.
Very good, Nate Arkush, Fresh Fin, Waking Daisy. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 10:30. ABC News, local headlines next.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. More than 20 civil service employees have resigned from Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. They say their technical expertise was being used to dismantle critical public services, which they don't agree with. Meantime, there's still widespread confusion about the job security of thousands of federal government employees.
Federal workers in limbo after confusing and contradictory guidance about that ultimatum and midnight deadline from billionaire Elon Musk, saying employees must respond to an email with a list of what they did last week or lose their job. The president calling that idea genius.
ABC senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott. Consumer confidence taking a nosedive. The Conference Board's Consumer Confidence Index shows measures on how Americans feel about the overall economy. This week's report shows the largest decline in confidence since August of 2021. For the first time since last June, the expectations index was below the threshold that usually signals a recession. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. 10 people have been fired from the VA Medical Center in Milwaukee as confusion continues across the country following the Office of Personnel Management telling federal agencies to decide how to respond to emails demanding info on the work they've performed. Now, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says those who lost their jobs at the VA were all probationary employees and were fired effective immediately. Soccer in Brew City, a proposal for a downtown Milwaukee development centered on a minor league soccer stadium, is now targeting summer for a construction start. Construction on that stadium would be near 8th in Michigan. United Performing Arts Fund is kicking off this year's fundraiser tonight. UPAF CEO tells Wisconsin's Morning News the goal is to raise $10.7 million. And Packers GM Brian Gutekunst says he hasn't given the tush push much thought. Goody is in Indianapolis for the NFL Combine. He tells reporters this morning that Green Bay hasn't been really successful in defending the tush push. He was asked about it because the NFL Network reported the Packers submitted a request to ban the tush push. He did not have any comment on that. Time now for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update has not looked good on Wall Street this morning. The Dow is down 113. The NASDAQ is down more than 2%. It's down 395. And the S&P is down 68 to 59.14. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. 94 eastbound, Highway 16 through the zoo and into downtown is looking good. Shouldn't have any problem getting into downtown. Outbound looking good too. All the way out west is clear. 4145 South, Highway Q to the zoo is also delay free, and 43 southbound Brown Deer Road into downtown. You're not going to see any issues there either. That is a 12-minute commute. WTMJ 5-day forecast, partly cloudy today, a high of 47. Tonight, more clouds, a low of 33. Wednesday, some scattered showers. Could even see some wet snow to the north, a high of 45 tomorrow. Thursday, an isolated rain or snow shower in there, a high of 42. Friday, mild and breezy, a high of 52. Saturday, partly cloudy, a high of 35. Right now in Milwaukee, it's 45 degrees. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:34.
This change has leveled us up while being able to maintain the same quality of service that we've always provided, with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission. We're proud to be part of the Century 21 family, so you can move fearlessly with the added confidence of top-of-the-line marketing for maximum home exposure. And that means more eyeballs and the real potential for the highest price for your home. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. With the ability to market luxury homes on a higher scale than ever before, Century 21 Benefit Realty has taken a huge step forward to tap into a global network of buyers. Maximum exposure to spotlight your unique home with our fine homes and estates marketing so you can sell it for the highest price. And with no upfront fees and 1.9% real estate commission, you win. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated.
You're right, and I'll agree. It does sound too good to be true, but offering you affordable treatment that alleviates pain, which really does work, that we've seen in most cases insurance paid for in full, is a definite reality. It's pain relief, really. And these are FDA-approved treatments. They're safe and proven to reduce inflammation and alleviate pain. Yeah, you'll have to get a couple of shots, and I know that can scare people. But the needle is extremely small. And after giving shots like this hundreds of thousands of times, you'll see we make it very easy. You're going to feel the relief that our powerful pain relief agents give you. They're pain relief drugs that solve pain problems. And the way I feel is that Rejuvenex should be the first stop for anyone living with pain in shoulders, hips, elbows, and knees. At $65 per joint per injection, it's probably the most affordable pain relief option available that actually works. Rejuvenex Google reviews will tell you more.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman on Thursday, this coming Thursday. A couple days from now, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley will help unveil a new blood pressure hub at McGovern Park Senior Center during an 11 a.m. ceremony. This is the second screen and refer hub to be unveiled at a Milwaukee County-owned senior center. The first was at Clinton Rose last summer. It's a cooperative effort by the Milwaukee County Department of Health and Human Services and the American Heart Association. Zach Wilkes-Mitru, Community Impact Director at the American Heart Association, joins us on the phone. Zach, I appreciate your time this morning.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you for having me.
And happy American Heart Month to you as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So tell us all about the new hub, how it works, and why it's important for the community.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks. So as you mentioned, this is a Milwaukee County-owned senior center. So the kickoff is going to be at McGovern Park Senior Center. And how these blood pressure screen refer hubs work, we have a number of them up and running in the city, but how they work in general is they're meant to be self-driven and be kind of like in the community's backyard, so that we have people we're trying to eliminate the barriers for people to see their doctor. We know that there's a capacity shortage in our healthcare system, so getting a doctor's appointment isn't always the easiest, most feasible thing to do. You might have to wait 3+ months to even see your doctor. We want to eliminate travel barrier. Sometimes seeing your provider, you have to take time off of work and go, drive there. So really trying to eliminate some of those barriers. And then for people to just be able to go in, walk in, get their blood pressure taken, learn a little bit about what their numbers mean, what they can do to reduce their blood pressure, and then maybe seek some follow-up care and kind of know where their next steps are going to be. But it's really supposed to be self-driven for the community member to kind of take that initiative. It's available for them, but it's up to them to take it. We want it to be a safe, comfortable space for them.
Yeah, I mean, so often if you're going to take your blood pressure at home, you may not know how best to interpret the results. Sure, we all have, digital tools that are at our easy access, but, having the information and the community around you that may not be a medical setting, I think it makes people more just at ease and gets better readings as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
What are the costs of implementing this program across the 5 senior centers now, and how is it all being funded?
Yeah, so Jeff, we're really kind of taking a collaborative approach here. Some of the funding has been coming from the county. Some of it is coming from the American Heart Association, where the county has really taken a lead on this effort and really wanting to drive this home. And we're looking to reduce cost, to our medical system by getting people to check their blood pressure ahead of time and maybe take that preventative steps.
Yeah. And are there plans for additional hubs after this one opens?
Yes. So specifically, some of the additional hubs there are 3 more county-owned senior centers, and those will be rolling out over the next couple months, as well as we are implementing these in libraries, faith-based organizations, food pantries, any kind of organization that kind of serves the community and can be a support system for the community.
Very good. And finally, Zach here, how often should we all be checking our blood pressure? Is this it depends upon individual health, of course, but is it a weekly? Is it a monthly? Give us a baseline.
Yeah, so what I'll say, Jeff, here in the program that we are running, some of the sites that we have offer checkout models where you can go in and check out a blood pressure device and take it home with you. In those situations, we want people checking their blood pressure in the morning and in the evening for a minimum 2 weeks to really understand their baseline. In a general sense, maybe it's just really trying to figure out what your baseline is. So when you're coming to these hubs, maybe you want to check it once a month. Maybe, you're checking it, at your own pace and just to understand where your baseline truly lies so you can give that back to your provider.
Very good. Zach, I appreciate your time this morning. All the best with the ceremony and the unveiling on Thursday.
Sounds good. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it.
On Thursday, Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley and others will unveil a new blood pressure hub at McGovern Park Senior Center. Coming up next, we are going to look into the wonderful, always the wonderful, unique worlds of Elon Musk and Mark Cuban.
Are you ready to embark on a voyage like no other? At Fox World Travel, our specialty cruise desk creates unforgettable cruise experiences just for you. Explore the serene Mediterranean, the exotic Caribbean, or the breathtaking beauty of Alaska. We partner with top cruise lines including Celebrity, Holland America, Royal Caribbean, and Viking. Enjoy personalized itineraries, exclusive deals, and expert guidance. From booking to boarding, we manage all the details for a stress-free experience. Call 866-GO-FOX-GO, press 2, and mention code radio to start planning.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and always focused on business. This is WTMJ's Jeff Sherman speaking on behalf of my good friends at Horicon Bank. Horicon Bank, they've been doing banking differently since 1896. Your financing requests, they can be approved in days. You don't have to wait weeks because your banker understands you and your business. Service and products go hand in hand, providing top-notch products to meet your cash flow needs. Horicon Bank, they always get the job done. Together, doing good, that's their vision, and they're committed to doing what it takes to help your business grow. Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice. Member FDIC.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural hair products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS.
Julia Fellow here. Hey, are you ready to take the plunge with me? Join us for the Milwaukee Area Special Olympics Wisconsin Polar Plunge, March 1st at the Muskego Park Beach House. Brave souls will dive into icy waters to support local athletes. You can sign up to take the plunge or donate to Special Olympics Wisconsin. For more info and to register, visit plungewi.org or head to specialolympicswisconsin.org. Don't miss the fun and the freezing splash of a lifetime. See you at the Polar Plunge.
Grab your to-do list and head to Fleet Farm for Project Days, happening now through the 26th. Carhartt fans get a free $20 gift card with every $100 worth of Carhartt gear. Good on your next Fleet Farm purchase. Sprout Sweet Mix for horses and livestock is just $8.99 a bag. And save $50 on a Milwaukee M18 Compact Brushless Drill Driver Kit, now only $149. And save big on Milwaukee tools during Milwaukee Deal Days, February 20th through the 26th at Fleet Farm.
New treatments for joint pain are here. By now, you've heard about regenerative medicine. If you're wondering if you're a good candidate, answer these questions. First, does chronic pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or other joints keep you from doing the things you enjoy? Golfing, jogging, time with the family. Does it hurt doing the things you need to do, like getting out of bed, sleeping, working, and walking? And finally, do you want to avoid surgery and all of the pain, long recovery, and uncertainty that comes with it? If you answered yes to any of those, you need to call QC Kinetics now. Learn about exciting advancements in regenerative treatments that can give you long-lasting pain relief with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. Get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics. That's QC Kinetics. Here's the phone number.
Call now, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474.
It's time for Musk.
Nobody's going to bat 1,000. You know, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes.
Versus
Cuban.
If after you left Microsoft, you found out that Steve Ballmer traded Windows 11 for Windows 10, the Hall of Fame, but older.
On the Upswing.
Go!
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. So Edward Robert Martin Jr. is American politician, attorney from the state of Missouri. Since January 20th, he's been serving as interim United States Attorney for the District of Columbia. Yesterday, on social media, on a couple of different accounts, he posted this. As President Trump's lawyers, we are proud to fight to protect his leadership as our president, and we are vigilant in standing against entities like the AP, the Associated Press, that refuse to put America first. Obviously, there was a lot of reaction to this on many different platforms. One user on Blue Sky, Chris Murphy, said, "This is insane. If you wonder why some of us think the rule of law is about to fall, it's this. The U.S. Attorney for D.C. is not, quote, President Trump's lawyer. It is his job not to protect his leadership nor prosecute people who refuse to put America first." Mark Cuban on his Blue Sky account responded, "Thanks for posting here, Chris. What do you think his peers and people that report to him will respond? How will they respond? And if I'm asking this wrong, please correct me. But if he makes a ridiculous decision to bring charges, which court is it appealed to if he wins the case? All insights are welcome." Thoughtful, encouraging conversation. That's kind of what the mode and the vibe is at Blue Sky. There's usually a post, there's usually a counter post, and there's discussion. You move to X and you look at Elon Musk. On X, Elon continues, of course, as he should, to promote X and Gronk, which is the new AI tool there. Not all too new, but there's a new version that just debuted last week, which is actually really, really good. I think you should play around with it and use it as a research tool. I found it to be high value. Yesterday on X, Elon saying Twitter added far more features with fewer people. What really matters for improving American standards of living is shifting people from low productivity jobs in government to high productivity jobs in industry. Many more people needed in manufacturing, says Elon Musk. Indeed, but I want to see that come full circle. If people are being asked to leave the federal government and their roles, if truly the mission of this administration is to add more manufacturing-based jobs, let's figure out that path for people that are taking the buyouts or being let go of the federal government to get them in to manufacturing positions. All right, coming up next, you need more direct flights out of Milwaukee. I got a new tool that will make that much, much easier for you. This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Hey Bucks fans, it's Justin Garcia from the Bucks Radio Network, here to tell you about the launch of the Bucks Central podcast feed. Everything Bucks, on demand, in one spot. From sideline to sideline, hear all the ankle-breaking, rim-rattling, and twine-tingling highlights, exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe to the Bucks Central podcast feed wherever you get your podcasts. All the Bucks content your heart desires in one spot. Check out the Bucks Central podcast feed.
So how would I describe our people?
I'd say the people we set out to hire have to be smart, hardworking, and honest. Honesty being paramount of the three. Because honesty breeds integrity, and when you have integrity, you won't let yourself do anything less than your best, and that's who we're looking for. Character counts here, and integrity matters. And that's why it's easy for us to offer the industry's best lifetime workmanship warranty with every roof we sell. A rock-solid warranty like ours guarantees our reputation and assures your satisfaction. At Semper Fi, we do the right thing. We seize the moral high ground, and we hold it. And when you do that, you end up having a business that's going to last for generations. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big bucks on top brands like Bradenton Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradenton Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian design recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In-stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases, and it's free. Stop in today and save now during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. I ask the question often of guests on the Upswing. You have that magic Milwaukee wand, and you can wave it and give us one thing to improve the business climate in greater Milwaukee. What would it be? And I always love the thoughtfulness of the answers, but one that I hear often is, Jeff, we need more direct flights out of MKE. We need more direct flights. We need more direct flights. There's not enough direct flights. Well, part of that, I think, with anything, it's packaging and positioning. So, Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport has debuted a new interactive online tool that can aid travelers in planning their next trip. The Where We Fly module is now available on the airport's website. And here's what it does. It allows you to find and compare and explore and book flights to MKE's more than 30 nonstop destinations all in one place. So it's an easy, creative way to see all the direct flights in one view. You can find the flight routes on the map, and you can get the durations, you get the time options, obviously all the airline options. So you click on the destination offered to view available flights. You see the photos, the videos of all the places at those destinations. You can also find reviews. You can find tips, almost a little mini city guide, if you will, for each destination. Plus, the new tool offers an itinerary builder that lets you save on attractions to a custom playlist shareable with others. So you can find this new tool at mitchellairport.com. You just select Where We Fly under the Flights and Airlines tab, and it shows you all the direct flights. I mean, just give you a little snapshot so you know. I mean, Delta and Southwest fly direct to Atlanta. Southwest flies direct to Baltimore. You can get to Boston direct from Milwaukee through Delta and JetBlue. Chicago O'Hare, obviously. That's an easy flight, right? United or American. Detroit, served by Delta. Denver, Frontier, Southwest, United. So a lot of options, but now it's packaged in a little bit more creative manner from our wonderful airport. Next, just quickly here, there's been a lot of talk about whether or not alder persons who run for a district they want to serve in need to live in that district. For me, the simple answer is yes. I've worked on a ton of local political campaigns. I love doing doors. I love working at the local political level. You get great insight to what a community thinks. But when you look at the candidates of the two 3rd District Milwaukee Common Council individuals running for that open seat, one of them lives just outside of the district, but says he has plans to move into the district. The other individual lives within the district. I think from the get-go, candidates should have to live in the district that they serve. I understand there's logistics sometimes, and hey, you want to get to a certain destination. You want to be aspirational in what you want to do as a politician. But I think to live, work, and play in the district you serve must be the case. Candidates by state law must move into the district they're elected to represent before they can assume the duties of the office. No matter what, again, you really want to make impact on a local level. I highly recommend, you get to know whoever your local elected officials are, whether it's a village trustee, whether it's an alder person. Make sure you form those relationships and connections, and then get involved with the campaigns, do doors, go to town halls, and make your voice and impact heard on the local level. It is more important now than ever. All right, coming up next, Wisconsin's Midday News. But first, we'll do some business headlines.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A new brunch restaurant is coming to the Corners at Brookfield. Walking Daisy will take over the former Here Chicky Chicky space with plans to open in June after construction. Shield Sporting Goods comes to Mayfair Mall after another retailer back.